Hello, my lovely YouTubers. How are you all today? Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know how you feel after watching one of these readings. Now, I'm sorry about the shuffling process. I did it on my own because there was a lot of noise in the background, and I felt like you don't really need to watch this shuffling process. While I was thinking, I was listening to a YouTube, somebody else talking about something, and I was thinking about the stories that we tell each other, the stories that we say to the universe about our lives. Now, what if the words that come out of our mouths really do have power to create our life experiences? And as I was thinking these things, I was thinking, when we're stuck in a story, and that's what I've opened these cards for, is being stuck in a story, is it possible to change it to a new story? Now, sometimes we feel like our story is so set in stone that we couldn't possibly make any changes, right? Well, that's just what I was thinking about these readings. I've got no idea what is going to come up. I'm just going to play this one by ear. Now, the stones I've got here, there's one lilac one. They've all got attachments, and it's a reminder that we do get attached to the stories that we tell, don't we? We do. One white one, one green one, and then this very severe black definite story. So I'm going to start with the hardest one, which I see as the deepest colour. So thanks ever so much for watching, dear YouTube. This is pile number 1. Person number 1. Oh, Archangel Michael is guarding over this person because they've been through an awful lot. They've been through a lot of stuff in their life. And look at this beautiful white feather. This angel is always around me, enveloping me in her bubble of protective light. That's amazing, isn't it? What a beautiful, beautiful feeling and idea that you're protected. Black bear guardian, again, more protection. Gentle and wise protector, give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. Whoa, awaken my intuition. Okay, let's have a look at the other cards of Thunderbolt. So this is the change. This is the reason why this person doesn't want to change the history of their story, what they're telling, because it's all very black and white. There's a lot of black. Even these bears are black, right? Black and white, the opposites. It's very white with a dark background, although that dark background is not as dark. And this one, it's a thunderbolt out of the blue, so it's like a strike of lightning. And that's what this person's scared of. They don't like change. They don't want to change what they do for a job. But at the same time, they'd like to do something new. The Fool. Okay, King of Cups. King of Cups. We've got these two men here. 7 of Wands. This is the risk, right, of waving your wand about, which has got the power to change things. It's what you're scared of. You're scared that if you change your story that you're telling, you'll end up losing everything. Look at these pair of 7s here, 2 7s. 3 of Swords is never a good relationship. So, oh my goodness, 3 7s. Got 7 of Pentacles now. Okay, we've got a new relationship. The strength to keep going. And what's stopping you out of all this little picture where you want things to change, you're scared of change, you're, as bad as the past is, you're comfortable with it because you know it, you don't fear it. Whereas living in the moment can open you up to new possibilities for the future, which you're scared of. And living in the past is keeping you there. And that is typical of the stories that we tell ourselves about our lives, isn't it? But pretty much for this person that chose this stone, it's fear. The underlying element here is fear. And your guardian angels and your spirit guides are asking you to remember that you have got the confidence of the lion. You've got the strength of a lion on the inside to be able to take yourself forward into either a new relationship, a new job, a new situation, whatever it is that you want. You don't have to forget your past, because you can't forget it all completely, can you? But you don't have to take it with you into the future. as each moment you take new steps in each moment, you don't take all your old baggage with you, do you? And it's learning to live in the moment, like right now, and having a heightened awareness of what your moment is. So, for instance, if you're standing, I don't know, in the queue at Tesco's, check what you're thinking. Are you thinking about something that happened to you 20 years ago? Are you thinking about something that happened 5 years ago, 3 weeks ago, 3 hours ago? Just keep checking. Where are you? Where is your mind? Bring it into the now. Am I thinking about the now? Am I here? What's happening now? What's going on for me now? Because then you live it and then you talk about it after. And then you miss the moment. You miss that moment that you're in. Yeah, you can look back and you go, oh yeah, I was at the theatre last week, or whatever it was you were doing. I was at the swimming pool last week. Imagine if you're telling the story to a friend of what you were doing, right? And then you look back and all you're doing is talking about a memory of something that happened. But what you were actually doing at that moment, instead of living in that moment and it really experiencing being at the library or having coffee with a friend, what you were really doing were regurgitating the past, talking about old stories, living through old feelings and old emotions. You were missing that moment, which then in the future you might go and talk about. Oh yeah, I went so and so, went for a walk with one of my friends. But you weren't there in the walk with one of your friends because you were off talking about the past. So for this person, a way to improve the story that you're telling is to recognise when you're missing the moment that you're in. You don't want to live through a moment for it to be told as a memory in the future. You want to experience the moment now and really fully appreciate every moment that you're in, because you've only got this moment. That's the truth of it, isn't it? Forgive the ambulance noises in the background. There's a hospital loose over here. I always sound like I'm living in a crime scene, don't I? Because the alarms are going off every 5 minutes. But the ambulance, this is the end of this reading now, but I just explained this. The ambulances can't put their sirens on within a certain distance of the hospital. But as soon as they hit that yard distance, bang, the alarms go on, the sirens go on. So thanks ever so much for watching, and good luck, and let me know how you get on. Bye for now. Part number 2. What sort of story is going to unfold from these cards? This is a lovely deep green colour. It's very healing, the colour green, isn't it? I find very soothing. Listening. Okay, being the listener instead of being the teller of the story. That's an interesting concept, isn't it? I will achieve great things with the help of my angels, and I know this one is my cheerleader. Okay, so we've got 2 angels here with their wings looking down on you, offering you support. So if you're feeling as though you haven't got support from anyone, okay, know that you're not on your own, because you have got support from the angels. And it's quite possible that you're the person that's supposed to be listening to your guidance from your higher self, and the story that you tell can be changed if only you will trust your own intuition. Dog friend, today I will love without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are an inspiration. I choose to be happy. I am a protector and a friend. So then we've got this idea of a protector and having somebody protect us and look after us, because we feel like that when we feel like we need protection, because we feel vulnerable. And we have to remind ourselves that we're not vulnerable. We're spirit in human form. So we're spirit having a human experience, and you're not on your own. Whoa, and again, the wolf pack, the wolf medicine, the power of the pack. Isn't this lovely how they've got these whites and darks again with the contrast? But look at these perfect creatures. Look, these are different packs of cards these have come out of, and yet it's the same picture. And we've got Earth Mother. Whoa. And this one is feeling a need to be carried. Here we go again. It's wanting someone else to pick up the slack and feeling as if we're carrying all the burden ourselves and there's no one to help us. Like you're helping other people, but there's no one helping you, because you're the person who appears capable. You're the person that does all the providing. It's like the Earth Mother. Think about what the Earth gives all of us as humans, and in your little world you're the person that's doing all the giving. And it can feel like a lot of people are relying on you. and it can upset you. The Temperance card coming up, to be calm. There's nothing you can't cut through. Notice this Ace of Swords, which says, yeah, there's obstacles and problems, but there's nothing you can't deal with. And here she is again with this stuff, and that's the problem. Because you seem so capable, people don't offer you support. So perhaps the idea here is for you to learn to ask for support and to let people know, oh, actually I need just a little helping hand here, right? And there are people who will happily join forces with you and join your pack. There are lots of people who want to be part of your tribe who will happily help you. Remind you that every seed that you plant grows. Okay, so now I'm not going to open this card just yet. Let me just have a little talk about this idea of the seeds growing, because the story here is, what story are you telling about your life? You're not telling the story of your life, is what I'm getting from this. What you're doing is you're doing it all on your own. You're carrying all the burdens. Other people are relying on you, and you are calm, but inside it's not making you feel as good as it could. And who would want to feel like they're the person that's been lent on? You don't want to be a person who's being lent on all the time if you're not getting the support back. You want to be a balanced support worker. You know, you want to do the give and take in your life. And so this story of your life with the listening business, are you talking enough, dear little person that's telling the story of your life? You don't have to be a person that other people take from unless you know that's what you're doing and you know why you're doing it. But if you're giving to people and it's making you feel depleted in energy because you're just doing all the giving and you're worn out, you don't have to continue that. You can shore up your boundaries and change it. What is stopping you from doing this? Going with the flow. Whoa, that's a very powerful card, isn't it? Look at that. Okay, so to go with the flow means you have to give up an element of control. Now this is the good thing about being a person who makes the decisions, the person who other people rely on. You're the person in charge, you're the person with the power, and that is the payoff, isn't it? That is the looking at, why am I doing this? Well, that is why, because it helps you to feel secure and stable and needed, and that in turn helps you feel a form of status, like a little bit of self-gratification from feeling as if people need you. But the truth of it is, there's plenty of people around that want you without having to need you. There's people that like you for the person that you are, regardless of what you can or can't do for them. And going with the flow, and just practice this, give it a go. Go on, let go. Let go of holding the reins quite so tightly and allow other people to grow. Because while you're doing all the thinking for them and all the decision making, they're unable to grow their own ideas. So by letting go and letting other people pick up their own slack and carry their own weight, you're helping them to grow. So the story of your life can change, but you're the person that has to let go in order for it to change. You're the person that has to allow some space for the freedom to grow. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Okay, the final two. The two stories that we tell ourselves. Now these are two fairly light-hearted ones because they're lovely light colours. It should be relatively straightforward. This one has a tinge of lilac about it. A tinge of lilac. I think this one likes romance and love, spiritual growth. Oh, I show love to this angel by charging my cleansing selenite under the full moon. Okay, but we're in the dark of the moon at the moment. So this is an interesting time. The dark of the moon. Swan and grace, you who glides across the waters of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. Okay, so look at this beautiful lilac colour. It matches perfectly, doesn't it? And it is so beautiful, this card. It's like this person is ready for change and they want spiritual growth and they're able to have it. Soul Searcher. Wow, these are lovely cards that are all matching each other, aren't they? There's the little knight. That's a lovely card. And we've got the 7, and we've got a woman running towards what? losing her hat, she's in such a hurry. Okay, there's no rush for this dear person who wants to improve their life. Feeling depressed and all alone, and having experience of just working without any gratification, and then wanting to start something new. Feeling unjust, there's no justice, feeling as though there's no justice, and there it is again. 2. Definitely there's going to be a start of something new for you, but what is it? Okay, there's a trip into your subconscious, and here we go again. Look at this, the 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. This is just feeling as though you are locked in a unpleasant situation and you're trapped by money and financial commitments, but there's a key there that you haven't seen because you're wrapped up in your deep emotional and psychological state that needs healing. This is the moon reversed. Now the moon often comes up, bearing in mind it is the dark of the moon, so it isn't the full moon, it is literally the dark of the moon. The moon comes up when people could use counselling, and they could use a real deep look into the effects that their past life has had on their psyche and the way their mind works, balancing the light with the dark, and knowing that they can come out of this. There's light at the end of the tunnel. It can be an unpleasant journey because it is scary, because you lose sight of the light. So you go down into the depths of your consciousness and the darkness and depression, which is what this is showing as well. It's the depression, and it's thinking that there's got to be something new and looking for the outside for something new, but it isn't on the outside. There's something new that needs to change, is what's on the inside of you, which is beautiful because you know you can do this. This soul searching card is asking you to do this sooner rather than later. Don't be rushing to change things, because it's not going to lead to happiness, because you're still taking yourself with you. You're still going to be just as unhappy even after you've made all these changes, because you have to look at what's on the inside before you reach for changing anything on the outside. So when you can feel graceful, spiritual, and you've healed yourself, and you're feeling love, and you're aware that you can give out harmony, you're aware of your emotional state, you feel in balance, right? This is the balance of the Justice card. So when you've changed this victim mentality and you're feeling more confident about your future, and you do that by dealing with what's happened in the past, that's the time to make changes, to reach for changing the material, because by that time you might not want to change the material stuff because you'll feel so differently. Ripeness, look at that, ripeness. Okay, so when you're feeling whole, when things have reached ripeness, they have reached the peak of the most they can bloom, and where you are at the moment isn't ripe. You're not ripe for blooming, and you want to make yourself ripe for blooming, because otherwise you just rush into more drama and things to be miserable about. There's hope here, dear lovely little person watching this tarot reading. There's hope in these cards, and it says problem isn't on the outside, problem is on the inside. What's on the outside is only reflecting what's on the inside. That's the reflection from this moon. Take care, bye for now. Okay, the final story of the day. I was thinking that they were getting easier the lighter the colours they were, but they seem to be getting more complicated, these readings. What story is this person telling? Look at the perfect matching colours. Look at the pink and the blues. Isn't that beautiful? This angel lets me know of its presence by offering me numerous opportunities to do good. There you go. I knew this was going to be an easy one. Oh, perfect again. Look at these beautiful colours that match. Hummingbird, you are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. Okay, you be the happy. Look at this person in nature with the birds. With the birds and the what's they called? Flora and fauna. And the beautiful colours of these matching cards. Okay, so you don't appreciate the challenge. You don't appreciate the strength and the impact your life experience and your personality is having on the people around you that rely on you to be happy. And is it offering you enough? This card comes up when you need a challenge, when you're a person who needs a challenge. Are you being challenged enough, dear person who's loving and kind. Look at this. Loving and kind. There's another bird who's being at one with nature again. The trees. Is there room in your life for improved money situation? There's room for commitment here for you. Are you ready for commitment? Are you ready to deal with the love of another human? Are you ready to let go of all the anxiety and the worry of dealing with life and coping with reaching for the money? So this is reaching for the low-hanging fruit. It's knowing that, and again there's another little bird there, it's knowing that without the money, life just falls apart. You can't cope without the money. Money is very, very important to you, this person, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you don't need to fight for the money. Again, this is the balance of the story between having to deal with the material world's demands, right? You have to do these things. You've got responsibilities. You haven't got a choice. And at the same time, your inner nature just wants to sit out with the fairies and just watch the birds and just do nothing and just be a magician in nature. But you feel like you can't do that because of all your responsibilities that you have to fight for. Well, this card is asking you, this is the story you've got to stop telling yourself. You don't need to be on an aggressive vibration to get stuff, okay? That reaching out and grasping and getting is keeping you on a lower vibration than you would feel happier in. So if you want to feel happier in your life experience, you haven't really got to look much further than what you're doing or how you're behaving in order to get what you feel you have to have. So you have to ask yourself, how attached are you to the stuff? See, these two men here, they're both rich, they're both powerful, they're both relatively relaxed and laid back. Okay, you can see from their body language, this one, he's got his hand up to his chin, he's just thinking, he's contemplating, he's not worried. This one, he's younger, he's more dynamic, but still, he's resting, he's sitting down, he's laid back, he's not fighting, he's not going out of his way to force things to happen. And this reading is asking you to take a look at where you think you're the person that's making things happen. Are you making things happen, or are you just making things worse for yourself? And I think it's probably the latter, okay? So the area where you can change what you're telling yourself is what's going on in your mind, what's happening for you on a daily basis, the sorts of thoughts that are running through your mind. You've got to check them and say, is this real? And the way to do that is to go and spend time in nature, because it will put you in a different mindset. It's just to be calmer about all the things that you are currently trying to achieve and attain. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now.